that last film was a complete shambles, wasn't it? And not only had I lost shots, but somehow when I loaded it up onto YouTube, a section of the soundtrack got compressed into an earlier section by about 20 seconds, so I was talking over myself. Never mind. Apologies, I apologise for that, and I haven't really got a way of going back on it. So I'm going to leave that one so that people can go back and say, my goodness, how shambolic things get with this man. And I will philosophise. I would say I'm a very frontal lobe kind of person. I wouldn't want to call myself materialistic, because that speaks of wealth and prestige based on what car you've got and junk like that. But I like me science and me engineering and design and all of that kind of thing. But I'm old enough now to know, to have seen many times and to have to bear up to the fact that there is a slender seam of weird out there. And I'm sure that was one of them, because I'm starting to realise that whether it's cosmology, theology, philosophy or any of the others, the ones that ring true and the ones which can almost predict what's going on in a way are the ones that are rooted in duality. The ones that recognise that for every drop of good there's a drop of bad. For every up there's a down, for every black there's a white. And the Chinese kind of symbolised it in the yin and yang image, but that itself is, in the past, pretty universal. It can, or versions of it, sometimes divided into four rather than two, it can be found all over the world. It's as if China's the only place that preserved it, or the Far East, let's say. It's not fair to just say China. And the genius of that yin and yang symbol, even if it's four parts, is that there is a dot of the opposite colour within the main body. So within the white segment there's a black dot, and so on. These people knew what they were about long, long ago. And I'm starting to think that that film was sabotaged by my arrogance in thinking I could express an opinion in the lead-up film to this, where I say this is one of the greatest archetypal models ever. That will teach me to go around expressing opinions. So consequently I got this. It arrived today, ironically, and just hours after I'd posted that other one. Humbrol, £25 field goal, 1/72 scale, ex Italeri, I believe. The bag says made in Italy after all. Here's the instructions, looking very Italeri, and dee-da-da-da-dee. Photographs, just as they had. There's not a shed load of parts, but the figures are very, very good. Usually, even with Italeri models, particularly some of the tank crew, the figures, it's not exclusive to this company either. Many of the 1/72 hard plastic models, the figures have big baby-like heads and their limbs are disproportionate or coming off gigantic shoulders and so on, but they're good. And when you look at them, don't know if they'll show up, when you look at them on the sprue, yeah, they look clean and neat. So this one's going to be good. Simpler though it is, we'll have to do the quad justice at some point. But there it is. Me being counterbalanced by the ever-present hand of fate, and ironically me also counterbalancing myself by getting one of these. it means this has shot up the priority list, doesn't it? I've got to redress what happened somehow, and that means I'll be looking out for that when another one of these when I next go to the shops. One to be done camouflaged and on the move. So enough rambling from me. I do sincerely apologise for the absolute shambles of that last film, but like I say, I'm not going to take it down, so that over the centuries people can go back and look and say, my goodness, how duality does strike. There you go, you weren't expecting any of that waffle, nor was I really, it just came out. I knew I had to do something and introduce that. So thank you for your tolerance. We will be having some other model very, very soon though, and we will be moving on. Not that if it's the one I think it is, that didn't go particularly, or that had its problems. I think it's come out alright in the end, but it had its problems, so there you go, I'm teasing now. Anyway, thanks for watching, see you soon. Hubris, perhaps that's the word. I had the hubris to express an opinion. Perhaps I'm not meant to express an opinion, which makes me start to wonder about past lives. Or this one. I do hold very strong opinions outside of this channel. This is my taking it easy comfort zone. Not quite that like that in the outside world. Anyway, thanks again. Thanks for tolerating this one too. We'll get back into the saddle as soon as possible.